Well, no,
Linda got sick with cancer and she died in 2021. About when did she get sick?
well, actually, the cancer diagnosis came secondary. It was, she had been having problems for a long time. She felt that it was more of a hemorrhoid problem. And ultimately, about 2 years before she passed, she happened to connect with a surgeon down in Havasu, Lake Havasu. He made a diagnosis, and simple diagnosis anyhow, visual, and indicated, yeah, that surgery, he could take care of it and so forth.
The hemorrhoidectomy
The
or whatever.
hemorrhoids, yes. And consequently, he had scheduled, ultimately had scheduled operation at that time. Oh, I guess this is probably 2019. He made the first did the first operation and detected that there was a mass in the colon, and so she was then diagnosed with cancer and went in treatment for that. She did most of her treatment, the radiation and some chemo in Lake Havasu, and then came home after her time at Parker Dam. She ended up then getting into the rest of her treatments there in Santa Rosa, so forth. After the review, after the chemo and so forth, indicated that it really hadn't done a whole lot as far as that. And they said, well, we can go in and we can do a complete resection and colostomy and so forth. So at that point in time, with still a prognosis of not all that good, she felt, and I concurred 100%, that we'd treat the symptoms and just go on from there. So it was the following year and a half later, I guess, that she went on to hospice, and that started just about the time we were supposed to go down to Havasu, or down to Parker Dam. Ultimately, talked about different things, whether it would be wise to go down there, or whether we should be, what we should be doing. Again, just about the start of COVID and so forth. So talking it over and so forth, we decided that there was really not a whole lot as far as treatment that we couldn't do there. And they put us in touch with a hospice unit down in Parker, the town of Parker. And they were really quite wonderful. They did us good. And ultimately, she passed in December of 2021. But it was a difficult time, but Gary and Jill got a chance to spend some time with Linda when she was still up in Ryan's Beach. And then that summer, or that winter, when we went down to Parker Dam, Angie and Jim and Gary came on over also, so they got to spend some more time with Linda there. Since it was in the midst of COVID, we were down in Parker Dam. There wasn't a very large celebration of life at that time. Somewhat remote, and travel restrictions and so forth. We had never really talked about the specifics, with COVID going around and so forth. Everything was a day-to-day thought process, and the day-to-day decisions were made.
I feel like you were lucky to be at Sunshine, where you had good friends who were there even during COVID, during Linda's last
Yeah,
few months, that it was good for you and her to be with, and for them to be with you guys.
sure.
Wouldn't have had that much at Ryan's, that closeness of those couples that really cared about you.
Yeah, well, Ryan's had its own group, its own closeness, its own family.
Yeah, of course.
But the mere fact of being able to, and the people at Ryan's were aware of the situation. We had never made a secret of it or anything like that. So it was just a matter of, we're going to see our friends down there, and we had a couple, 3 months of standard Sunshine Fair, getting together, the happy hours. You're still able to join in on that, and still able to participate wherever we had a get together and so on. So it was all good, and there's no remorse in that regard. The only thing that we didn't get a chance to do is and we've been somewhat removed from a lot of our family and friends, but that was the only thing we didn't get to do, is just to go ahead and have a special remembrance or so forth. But
Yeah, it was a weird time during COVID, and you guys, both of you, had a really hard 2.5 years, or however long it was. She
Yeah.
was sick. You were a wonderful caretaker. We all saw that. And being at Sunshine, from what I've heard from like Marlene and Chuck and stuff, that they would spell you, because you spent every waking hour taking care of Linda if she needed it. But they'd spell you and give you a chance to go to the store or whatever you needed. Plus they give Linda somebody else to talk to, you know. That it was just a good place to be as she waned. That's the word.
yeah, it was certainly a sad point, but there were no extreme hardships that we endured. At that point in time, it was a maintenance type of operation. The people there with the hospice did a good job, and
She never went to the hospital, right?
No.
You took care of her at home,
No.
and the hospice people
no,
did.
that was right. The previous year, the year and a half before, when we were down there and she had the operation in Parker and Parker General Hospital, and the doctor and the radiologist and so forth that did the work then, that was all down in Havasu, and same thing. It was friends and family down there, just couldn't ask for more support.
Yeah.
So, but it,
So she passed in December. I
Right.
don't know, it was like the 21st or something.
yeah,
And you stayed down there till your normal time. You didn't come back to Ryan's till April 1st, right?
yeah, no, there really wasn't a whole lot of need. Again, we didn't have family other than our family there in Ryan's Beach. And it didn't seem to be that there was any real need or any real reason to come back to Ryan's. So I
Well,
stayed.
those people at Sunshine kept you busy
Oh
too.
yeah, oh
you
yeah.
know,
No,
drag you into whatever they were doing, even if you didn't want to.
well, that's the that's a lot to it there.
Yeah.
So it was just life goes on, as they say, and that was pretty much the whole situation down there. But it, I think, weighed heavily on many of the people that were with us, and it wasn't, you know, no secrets, but it was, life goes on.
Let's stop there.